Welcome back to the channel, folks. Today we got a little contest going. Can little Ralphie take on
Big tree?
big white spruce? This is the stump that this big tree was on. So I've done some work a couple of weeks ago to whittle them down more to Ralphie size. And he's got no value. He's deteriorating inside, so he's got no lumber value. The firewood value would be pretty poor too. So mostly it was just the challenge of trying to clean up this mess. But I wouldn't mind getting him out of these. There's a couple of white ash trees there, because I'm thinking I might want to thin them. Anyhow, it's a big mess, and I like cleaning up big messes, and that's what we're going to do. Be okay to leave the chainsaw there.
Okay, if the chainsaw's safe there, I should be safe here.
I'll be more careful with the chainsaw though.
Exactly, which is why, since it's closer, I figure I'm okay. Not kidding, it's a big mess, huh?
Mess.
For sure.
So far, this is the best that Ralphie can do. So, being his trainer and partner, I'm going to intercede and take this big fella down to another smaller size.
So cut another chunk off them.
Yep.
That's what helmets are for.
Ralphie will be ready in a minute for round 2.
Good luck, Ralph. I think the spruce is still winning.
Just isn't doing it. Round 3.
Coming up.
Couldn't come down on my head. Round 3.
3 it is. Third time lucky.
now is on hitch, move Ralphie at a better angle, because I don't want to drag him further across my trail, otherwise we won't be able to get out.
You want to drag them
So I need
kind
to
of
drag
straight
him
along
more
the side.
sideways down here.
Right.
Oh. Not an easy battle. Glad got some of that mess. We still need to get some of that cedar out of there. And unfortunately I can see quite a bit of bark damage done to this white ash on this side. So they're fairly close together. In fact, there's 3 of them right there. So I may take this fella out for firewood or something. And obviously I need to clean up.
Oh yeah, big mess.
Although most of it can just sit here and compost. But the project is not totally done, but we're over the worst, for sure.
The tricky part's done.
Yeah, and actually I just, 3 or 4 days ago, did exactly the same thing in another location. Is big spruce hung up in cedar trees. And Ralphie and I eventually got it done. Welcome back to Talking Trees. Today's tree for discussion is the cedar.
Eastern white, eastern red.
Eastern white, I believe.
Eastern white cedar.
Acadian forest, Wabanaki forest cedar tree. Similar to red spruce, our first tree, cedar is also shade tolerant. Not as tolerant as red spruce, but it's considered within that category. Typically does like, well, it will grow in wet areas where many other trees will not. One article I read suggested that for cedar to like wet swampy areas, the water does have to be moving. Apparently it does not like stagnant water. So it is known to occupy really wet, swampy kind of conditions. And of course we have a 8-acre of cedar swamp here on the property.
Right.
And the caution is, though, cedar will grow in those conditions. Liking it is not exactly the same. So for instance, this tree here behind me, I'm guessing it's probably no more than 50, 60 years old at best. But it's got a butt diameter of probably 10 inches anyhow, and it's probably 50 feet tall. The cedar swamp, trees that are 100 years old are half that size and not as tall. So they don't grow well in that wet condition.
So they don't thrive, but they...
Yes, they survive, and obviously after 100 years they're still, yes, surviving. So cedar is in New Brunswick, and it wouldn't shock me if it was in Nova Scotia also, considered a species at risk, meaning a lot more of it has been harvested than has been regrown. Nobody that I know of has ever done cedar planting. White spruce, red spruce, pines, whatever, but I have never heard of anybody doing a cedar plantation. Probably wouldn't like it. Anyhow, on this property, we are fortunate in that we have a lot of cedar. Just within this very small area, I was pointing out to Debbie, there's at least a half a dozen cedar within
spitting
30, 40
distance.
feet of me in any direction. Of course, it's very popular. Cedar is one of the trees that is best for putting in on the ground, making fence posts, where outside weathering and dampness is a concern. Cedar is one of the better trees, along with hemlock and tamarack, for that kind of use.
Around here it's not recommended for hedges because the deer will eat them.
Yeah, well, only if you put them in a hedge. Out in the woods they are very respectful. Cedar again is another one of the long-lived trees. Forgot to look up exactly. I think in right locations it can get very old, 400 plus years. Regularly it's probably well over 200 years. I don't know if it's a common problem, but certainly one thing I've seen here is a lot of what look like healthy cedar. When you actually cut them, they're quite prone to rot. One tree had just piles of carpenter ants coming out of them, and yet the crown and everything looked nice and healthy.
Look perfectly fine.
Yeah. So cedar does its best in nice, dry, or reasonably dry, fertile soil. Is the best growing condition for it. And yeah, it's a great tree to have, and we're fortunate to have, I think, at least a full share of them on this property.
Yahoo!
Thank you very much for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care.
Catch you next time, guys.